Being raised by my dad, Ned, we call him Big Guy too, it's been a lot of fun. I was talking to my brother Will and my sister Lily. He's always been consistent and very steady and very loving in his own way. He and my mother sort of functioned as a CEO and president of our family. He was a very competitive person and a very compassionate person at the same time. We saw that in his work outside of his daily job. And he got involved in organizations such as Christ Church and later Charlotte Family Housing.
I've known Ned for probably 50 years. I've known him primarily through the business community here in Charlotte. But probably 20 years ago, I got a phone call from Ned Hardison. And Ned said, "Bill, you did a capital campaign, but you come down and talk to our church about what you did." And I said, "Sure." So I came down here, talked about our capital campaign. After we got done, Ned said, "Hey, why don't you stick around and let you and I and Ben talk about maybe forming a little group where we can collaborate more with each other." And our goal was to come up with programs that could prevent homelessness. Away Home is a program to subsidize affordable housing. That is now one of probably the biggest subsidies for Charlotte Family Housing in the city or anywhere.
Ned designed our mission statement at Charlotte Pipe. And the mission statement starts off, integrity is our foundation. And that's what Ned was all about, integrity and doing what he said he was going to do.
And through Charlotte Family Housing, he got involved in the Jump Start program. And he was very instrumental in helping get the program where you donate your car and then they give your car to folks who need transportation. And he took a tremendous interest in that part of the program.
He was a volunteer at Christ Church, and I was a volunteer at Myers Park Pres. And we were both passionate about Charlotte Family Housing's mission. He determined that one of the biggest obstacles to housing for these young single moms was transportation. They didn't have cars to get to job interviews. He decided that that was what he was going to hone in on.
You want something to happen, you go to Ned Hardison. Ned was the man. I mean, he was in the middle of everything. He was enthusiastic, driven, prodded all of us, "Quit talking, let's do something." He's just an awesome individual. He does it all.
It's just unassuming nature. He has done more for so many organizations, and particularly the one dear to my heart, Charlotte Family Housing.
What I admire most about Ned is his forthrightness, doing what he said he would do, and his integrity.
One thing I've learned from my dad is to honor your commitments and see things through to the end. Don't leave a job unfinished, give it 110%, and when you think you've done your best, you can still do some more.
I do have great memories of his commitments to me and my family with his presence, his kind and sometimes firm word and messages. To have had him in my life for 60 plus years, well, you don't get much luckier than that.
He was always straightforward, honest with us, honest in his dealings with other people, and he always had a compassionate and a caring side behind that honesty and that directness. And that's something that all of us have realized and have taken with us as we've grown and matured.
One word to describe Big Guy is intentional. And the reason I say that is what I admire most is how intentional Big Guy has been in just kind of keeping us together as grandkids. And that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to say and thank him for. It's been, as all of us have kind of dispersed off into different directions, he's just kind of been a rock that's held us all together, and I appreciate that, Big Guy.
So the word I would use to describe Big Guy is generous. Big Guy, thank you so much for all you've done for our family, and like we said earlier, just keeping us all together.
People approach all of us and say, "Hey, know your grandfather, love your grandparents," and it's just apparent how much of a positive impact that he's had on everyone that's gotten the pleasure of meeting him and spending time with him, really. And he's just set an incredible example of how to treat people and form great relationships that last a lifetime. So
what I admire most about Big Guy is his humility. Big Guy is known around the Charlotte community and beyond for the things that he does. Every time I talk to someone other than Big Guy about him, I learned something new about what he's done. And I think it's really a testament to his humility and the way that he lives his life.
And I think if I could say something to Big Guy, would be thank you for making the effort to come to Grandfather, Woodbury, all of our games, to just be there for us and just give us a high five when we finished.
One word to describe him would be tough, I would say. I think he's always just like, he's keeping it real with us and kind of just giving us like the reality of each situation that we kind of get in. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me and my family, and I want to be where I am today without you.
One word that I would use to describe Big Guy is professional. He also just sets a really good example for all of us. Thank you for setting that example and for always teaching us what we're supposed to do and showing us the right thing to do.
So the words I would use to describe Big Guy would be respectful and humble. He never has felt a need to be loud or heard, but his presence is always very felt, and he always made an effort to treat everyone around him with respect and make everyone feel acknowledged and heard. We love you, Big Guy. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for putting all of us in a great position to succeed, and go Heels.
One thing that I think describes him well is being loyal to the organizations he volunteered with and devoted so much time to, and his willingness to roll up his sleeves and get involved. And all those things, I think, made him a special person.